Today we are again here for this next section of your first paper, algae. In the earlier session, we discussed about introduction, definition and habitat diversity of algae. And in this session, we will be discussing about habitat diversity in algae. Friends, algae is a very large group with varying sizes and types of thallus. The range of thallus is very large and it varies from a micron to hundreds of feet. Micron can be plankton and example of hundreds of feet like 200 feet can be macrocystis. Now these are arranged in evolutionary sequence from unicellular motile to parenchymatous. Each type is characteristic of a particular class of algae and these all are interrelated with each other. For the sake of simplicity, I have covered all the habits in a flowchart. The habit starts from unicellular motile to parenchymatous. Initially, it started with unicellular motile forms in which a single cell is there which is motile and the motility is due to flagella. The flagella can be one, for example Euglena, or it can be two in number as in Chlamydomonas. Here the single cell performs all the necessary functions of cell like movement, photosynthesis, reproduction, excretion, and these are not found in certain families of algae like Cyanophyceae, Rhodophyceae, Phaeophyceae and Basidiophyceae. Now from these forms evolved unicellular non-motile forms by the loss of flagella. These are single-celled but they lack flagella. They also perform same functions like photosynthesis, reproduction, excretion. These are known as coccoid forms as given by Frisch, but these were also named as protococcoid by Smith. The most common example is Chlorella from Chlorophyceae and Cryptococcus from Cyanophyceae. The plant body becomes rounded. From many unicellular non-motile forms evolved next type of habit, that is aggregates. Aggregates means grouping together and they do not have any fixed shape. They do not have fixed number of cells and they are covered in a common mucilaginous sheath. On the basis of their shape, we can find three types of aggregates: palmelloid, dendroid and rhizopodial. Palmelloid stage, it may be permanent or temporary. For example, in Tetraspora it is permanent, while in Chlamydomonas this type of stage is temporary in life cycle, in which many cells are covered by a mucilaginous sheath. The dendroid forms have mucilage on their apex and basal parts and the cells look like a branched structure. In rhizopodial forms, the mucilage is present at the foot of the cells. So these aggregates, they do not have any fixed form. From aggregates evolved next hierarchy, that is motile colony, and as the name suggests, these have cells which have ability to move. Most common, very common example of motile colony is Volvox, and Volvox has fixed number of cells. It is known as cenobium, and in this there is division of labor. Certain functions are performed by all cells together like movement, while some functions are performed by every cell independently like photosynthesis. In this case, every cell looks like a Chlamydomonas cell. Now from motile colony appeared non-motile colony and be formed by two processes. First, by the loss of flagella of motile colony, and secondly, by the aggregation of non-motile cells. One of the very common examples of non-motile colony is Hydrodictyon. It is a member of Chlorophyceae, and in each colony there are 5 to 6 cells. And some other examples are Cendesmus, Pedestrium. These are also known as cocoid forms. From these forms appeared next level of habit, that is filaments. Filaments are formed by repeated division in a cell, and there are normally 3 types of filaments that we find in algae. Simple filaments by repeated divisions in one direction, branched by the lobular division in the apical cell, thereby giving rise to branch condition. And another special case is also observed called as false branching. For example, in Cytomyma of Cyanophyceae, where many filaments are found together in a common mucilage, giving it a branch-like structure shape. Now, the example of simple filaments there are so many examples, like in Chlorophyceae, Eulothrix, Spirogyra, Zygnema, Udogonium, and in Cyanophyceae it may be Nostoc, Oscillatoria, Anabina. The branched filaments are found in Cladophora, Ectocarpus. The branching can be in lateral direction or it may be dichotomously branched. Now, from this form appeared next advanced form known as Heterotrichus. This word is made up of two, hetero means different and trichus means filaments. Now, this type of thallus is made up of two different kinds of filaments. One, prostate system, and another erect system. Prostate system is meant for attachment and absorption. It has got rhizoidal system along with it. The erect system is meant for photosynthesis and reproduction. But this is not found in all the cases. Like in Drepanodeoxys, the erect system is highly developed while the prostate system is highly reduced. Similarly, in Coelocid, the prostate system is highly developed and erect system is very less developed. It is an advanced habit and found in advanced families like Rhodophyceae and Phaeophyceae. One of the very common example is Ectocarpus, Frischia, Drepanodia, Stygochlonium. Now, from this form appeared next form known as Siphonaceous habit. Now, this habit is peculiar of family Xanthophyceae. The characteristic of this habit is presence of a central siphon around which nuclei and cytoplasm are present. One of the very common example of this is Vaucheria. There is no septa in this thallus. The septa formation takes place only at the time of reproduction or injury. Basically, this type of habit is synocytic in nature. Synocytic means when there are a number of nuclei but without septa. Now, from this habit appeared complex filament or pseudoparenchymatous habit. As the name suggests, the filaments have now become very complex in nature. If the thallus has one filament, it is called uniaxial habit, and if there are many filaments, then it is called as multiaxial habit. One of the examples of uniaxial filament is Batrachospermum, which belongs to Rhodophyceae, Dumontia and Cara. Similarly, the multi-axial forms are found in Polycyphonia, Cinerea. The thallus in complex filament or pseudoparenchymatous habit is divided into nodes and internodes. The last and the highly advanced form of algae thallus is known as parenchymatous. In this, the cells divides in many planes, forming a mass of cells. Though there is no cellular differentiation in algae, but the mass appears as parenchymatous. And some of the very good examples of parenchymatous habit are Antiromorpha alba, which belongs to Chlorophyceae, Gracilaria giardiana of Rhodophyceae, Sargassum fucus laminaria of Phaeophyceae. Friends, this was a very brief introduction about all these habits which are arranged in evolutionary sequence. Chlorophyceae family is unique in having its member of all the habits: unicellular, motile, non-motile, aggregate, motile colony, non-motile colony. Means each and every habit is found in family Chlorophyceae. Unicellular motile are supposed to be the most primitive forms, while the parenchymatous are supposed to be most advanced forms. As I told you earlier, that each type is characteristic to a particular group of algae. The complex filaments or pseudoparenchymatous and parenchymatous are specifically found in Chlorophyceae, Rhodophyceae and Phaeophyceae. Siphonaceous is restricted to family Xanthophyceae. Filamentous forms are very common in Cyanophyceae as well as Chlorophyceae. So, we in this lecture we have gone through various types of habits that are found in algae. The written matter of this is there in PDF form that you can get it from the college website. Reproduction in algae can be found in three ways. First, vegetative, asexual and sexual. Vegetative is that type of reproduction which takes place by means of propagules, and in this no sex is involved. In algae, the types of vegetative propagation that are found are cell division, fragmentation, adventitious thalli, primary and secondary protonema, tubers, starch or amylum starch, and bulbils. There are many other also that I have not discussed here. Some of them we will discuss in chapters that will be studied. In asexual reproduction, there is no fusion of gametes, and it takes place by means of spores. Like you can see a number of spores listed here: zoospores, aplanospores, hypnospores, autospores, achinids, hormogonia, endospores, oxospores found in Bacillophyceae, carpospores, nucleospores, monospores, paraspores, statospores, daughter colonies of Volvox, and Gomrocera stage of Gomrocera. These all types of spores we shall be discussing in the members. Now coming to the third type of reproduction, that is sexual. Sexual means fusion of compatible gametes, and it is of normally three types: isogamy, heterogamy and haplanogamy or conjugation. As the name suggests, isogamy, the gametes, they are morphologically similar but physiologically they are different. They are of same size. In heterogamy, the gametes are morphologically dissimilar as well as physiologically dissimilar. One is known as macro or oogonia. It can be categorized into two major types: an isogamy and oogamy. In an isogamy, both the gametes are motile, but one is larger in size, macro, and another small, micro. In oogamy, the female becomes entirely non-motile and the male reduces more in size. And in the third category, we will study haplanogamy and conjugation. These all cases we shall be discussing in different members in details. Thank you.